everyone, how's it going, and welcome to today's Wild Rift video. You're probably wondering, what am I cooking in this video? But this build is actually not from myself. This is from Nova Remake. This is actually a really popular Chinese build at the moment for Varus. Now, Varus did receive a few nerfs in the most recent patch, a few nerfs to his AP ratios in general, so AP Varus is not as strong as what it was before. But this build and AP Varus in general is still very strong, and you can still run it in your games because there's so many bruisers, because there's so many tanks in the meta. That percentage health damage that you deal with AP Varus can still do a lot of damage. Now, as I mentioned, this build is from Nova Remake. We're going to see his build on screen now, exactly the same as what I'm running in this video today, and you'll see a little bit later on in the gameplay. Manamune is a bit of an interesting item. I think the reason why they go for Manamune is to kind of mix between poke and also AP damage, so the Manamune allows you to still have mana, and now also your Manamune now works on abilities. So it means that when you're stacking up your Blighted Quiver from your second ability, from your passive second ability, and then you use an ability, your ability is going to do even more damage now because Manamune now works with abilities. So Manamune just allows you to just use your abilities more often, allows you to maybe poke if you want to as well at long range if you feel like you can't walk close enough to auto attack. The problem with the AP build is before, sometimes you would run out of mana, but this means you won't have any problems. And then after that, it's kind of the same. Nash's Tooth, Riftmaker, Void Staff, Death Cap, and then you have Phase Rush. Now, Phase Rush, again, is another interesting one. I think the movement speed is quite nice for Varus. I think he can work quite well with the movement speed because he doesn't have any dashes, so that mobility can definitely help him out a lot. But I think the big thing about Phase Rush is the cooldown reduction. So when you're using your abilities, when you proc Phase Rush, it actually reduces your cooldown on your abilities. So I think that's going to be very important as we get onto the the rest of the build and also the rune setup. So let's take a little bit of a deeper look into this build. So as I mentioned, Manamune as the first item I think works really well with Varus, whether you're playing Lethality Varus or AP Varus, just because this item has so many great synergies with Varus in general. Allows you to auto attacks to do more damage, now also allows your abilities to do more damage, and pretty much gives you unlimited mana, so you can use your abilities more often. Whether it be you want to proc Grievous Wounds on your third ability, to use that, whether you want to use your first ability at range or try and get more damage from your first ability by activating your second ability. Manamune in general is just a very strong item for Varus. Now, the interesting thing about going Manamune as the first item will mean Nash's Tooth will give you attack damage in the early game. So you're not actually going to get the ability power early on. Because you're going for Manamune, this gives you 25 AD. So Nash's Tooth is actually going to give you the AD in the early game, which, to be fair, with Varus is normally a lot better. With attack damage, it means you're going to poke a little bit easier in the early game, and there's not really a lot of health being built in the early game in a way, so you get an AD in the early game from Nash's Tooth is quite nice. Means that you can clear ways quicker, you can poke easier, you can deal a little bit more damage because the ability power in the early game is not really going to do too much. But again, a lot of attack speed, ability haste, and also no passive means you're going to be dealing even more damage with your auto attacks. For your boots, you could just go for Ionia boots, or you can switch these out for any of the two defensive boots, Mercury Treads or Plated Steel Caps, with stasis being your boots upgrade. Then you go for Riftmaker. So once you complete Riftmaker, this is when your Nash's Tooth will now give you ability power instead of attack damage. That's what it means by the adaptive damage. So the other items that give you AD and AP, whatever value you have more of, that's what you're going to get from adaptive damage. So in the early game, as I mentioned, because we're going Manamune, it gives AD. So Nash's Tooth is going to give us AD. But when we buy Riftmaker, Riftmaker has more AP than Manamune. So that means that Nash's Tooth is then going to turn into ability power damage. So 3 items, you're going to be very strong. Riftmaker in general gives you a lot of healing, allows you to deal true damage, also gives you a little bit of maximum health, a lot of ability power, and a little bit of ability haste. So this item works really well, especially when using your ultimate, your auto attacking a few times. When you stay in combat for a few seconds, you stack up your Blighted Quiver, you use your first ability, it's going to deal true damage, which is going to hurt a lot, even against squishy champions as well. Then you go for Void Staff for the ability power and the % magic penetration, because we're going more for an AP build. Then Manamune is just there to kind of allow us to use more abilities, and then we have Death Cap to give us a lot more ability power in the later stages of the game. Now, Phase Rush. Again, I think this is a bit of a weird rune on Varus, to be fair. When I first saw this build, I was like, what is this? But then I tried it and actually didn't work out too bad. As I mentioned, you know, the movement speed works quite well with Varus because he doesn't have a lot of mobility, so it gives him that mobility that he needs to like walk forward, walk backwards, try and kite and everything as well. And as I mentioned, it reduces the remaining cooldowns of basic abilities by 20%. So when you're using your first ability to poke at range, or when you're using your second ability or even your third ability to try and proc phase rush, you'll be able to reduce the cooldown of your abilities by 20 seconds. So duration lasts pretty long. You get a decent amount of movement speeds, which is quite nice. You also get ability haste as well. And then the cooldown is only 12 seconds. You could proc it quite a few times during a team fight, maybe once or twice during a team fight, which is going to be quite handy. Scorch in the early game is pretty good, works well because we're going to be poking a lot with Manamune. We're going to be using our abilities a lot to try and stack up Manamune as quick as possible. So Scorch is going to allow us to do a little bit more bonus magic damage in the early game, which will help us in the laning phase. Bone placing works really, really well against any combo champions or against any damage that's going to be coming your way because you can block the next 3 basic attacks or abilities. And then Transcendence, giving us even more ability haste. So this build already gives us a lot of ability haste, so we can use our abilities more often, but then Transcendence is going to help us even more with that. I think the level 11 with after a basic ability hitting, it reduces the ability cooldown by 15%, works really well with your first ability, because most of the time with your first ability, you're going to be using at range a little bit of poke. So that means when you hit level 11, if you hit your first ability, it's going to reduce that cooldown by 50%. So you can use it more often during a fight, which is going to be very, very important. And then for your summoner spells, we have Flash and Ghost. But yeah, give this build a try. Let me know what you think. Again, it's a bit of a different build. It's a bit of an interesting build, but I wanted to cover this build because I think that it definitely has its strength. Like I said, it's a bit of a mixture between AD and AP. And to be fair, you know, we all know that the Chinese players are most of the time the best. Sometimes they're not the best at building champions, you know, with like Black Lever Corki in the past. But I can understand why they go for like Phase Rush, Manamune, and Nash's Tooth on Varus. So hopefully you enjoy the gameplay. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next Wild video. Peace. I don't know, I've been testing it out, but the problem with Stormrazor first on Jhin is that you kind of delay it in a way, if that makes sense. Because it's like not Shilbo. Collector is only 2,400 golds, and Stormrazor is 2,600. So like 300 gold is quite a lot. Yeah, I mean, Jhin and AP Kai'Sa are still, especially AP Kai'Sa. AP Kai'Sa is definitely still very strong.
Beware a man with nothing to lose.
AP Kai'Sa didn't really change at all.
Your life is one arrow. I'm on borrowed time.
Fine, we have an Alistar. We're going to be pretty weak for now. We need the Alistar to get to level 2. Okay, now Alistar's level 2. Maybe we can wait for our Alistar to make an engage. Okay. Oh, I was waiting. Buddy, I have no cooldowns. Oh, Ignite, you got him. Nice. I had no cooldowns. The problem was Alistar engaged there where I already used all my abilities. I used all my abilities, like my first and my second ability, and then Alistar engage. It's like, I can't really do much to help you there, buddy. You need to engage when I have my abilities off cooldown. Hey, what's up, top? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. This guy should be dead. Just headbutt. Oh, pulverize. Just, oh, really smart. Really smart from Alistar. That was really smart from Alistar. Well played. Exactly what I wanted him to do. Just headbutt first and then pulverize. So that even if he flashes like he did, he still dies. Really smart. Something that you can always do with Alistar. It's not always best to go for the combo. Sometimes it's best to headbutt and then wait for the pulverize. Okay, phase rush kind of popping off the movement speeds.
My purpose is clear.
Phase rush kind of popping off with the movement speed there. All right, then we go into Nash's Tooth. Okay, phase rush feels pretty decent. I feel good with Caitlyn, Varus, and Vayne top. Is it legit rank? Caitlyn's pretty nice to play. Varus is good. Vayne is good. Yeah, they're both pretty good.
Deliver them to their end.
My bad. I shouldn't have been over aggressive there. I thought Evelyn was just going to back off. That's my mistake. My mistake. My mistake. Movement speed feels pretty good though with phase rush. Also with phase rush we get the little bit of cooldown reduction as well, which is quite nice.
Deliver them to their end.
Pretty good so far. And the great thing about this build is that it's the best of both worlds. So it's a mix between poke with Manamune, also really nice auto attack damage.
I'm on borrowed time.
This is why Manamune with this build could be really, really good. Because you can still poke and you can still do a lot of damage.
My arrows all
Kind of like the AP Kaiser build in a way, you know?
I do what I must.
Also low.
Beware a man with nothing.
Oh, what is this? They're all so lucky. They're all so lucky, chat. It's fine. They got 2 towers top lane. It's worth it. Oh, they're going to get more kills here. Maybe. Come on, Zed. You got this? Or maybe not. Okay, nice. So unlucky, actually. At least they didn't get the tower.
Borrowed time.
That's pretty good. They didn't get the tower bot lane, though. That was a crazy tower dive. I nearly killed the Swain as well. It was really, really close to killing the Swain. Collector would have gotten you a pentakill. Good one. Good one. Good one.
I do what I must. They will know regret. I am.
Feel like they're going to come bot lane. Yeah.
My purpose is clear. Deliver them to their end.
Ash? Ash? Okay, my Alistar's kind of AFK as well. Like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, he's lagging. Okay, fair enough. I'm fine with just taking the tower here.
There is no salvation.
Okay, we can go for Nash's Tooth. Nice, sir.
Beware a man with nothing to lose.
Okay, I have way too much gold. The cool thing about going Manamune into Nash's Tooth is that Nash's Tooth gives you AD early game because of Manamune. I wonder how much AP you need to build for it to be turned around.
I'm on borrowed time.
Or just like one item or something, right? Oh no, it's still AD. Like this. Then does it go into yeah, then it goes into AP. Go for CDR boots though first. What do we get now? Oh yeah, this is giving us AP now for sure. Because Manamune gives us the AD. And then Nash's is probably giving us AP now. What's this? 25 AD? Yeah.
My purpose is clear. There is no salvation.
Nice. Okay, pretty pog. I tell you what, Phase Rush feels pretty good with the movement speed for Varus. Gives him a lot more mobility.
I do what I must.
Our poke damage is still not the most because obviously we're AP Varus, but holy moly, Ashe ulti lost so long.
I am forced.
Why does Ashe ulti last so long? Okay, we got Rift Maker now. Going pretty well. You try and pro build from Chinese tournament? Yes, yes.
I'm on borrowed time.
This is the AP Varus build that they go. So they go Phase Rush, Manamune, Nash's Tooth, AP Varus. And the reason why they go Manamune is that you don't run out of mana.
Regret.
So you still you can actually use your abilities to kind of poke in a way. Also, it means your abilities do more damage, which is always nice, especially for AP Varus. Because you're still going to get a lot of damage after you auto attack a few times.
My arrows always find
I should be doing a lot of damage now. I'm going to go and get this red buff and then probably go bot lane. Clear the bot lane waves so we don't lose that many minions.
Beware a man with nothing to lose. My purpose is clear. Deliver them to their
You see, our Qs still do a lot of damage. What if they warded in here?
I do what I must.
Okay. I'm scared of the Evelyn. Okay, I saw her mid.
Always find their
But she might be coming bot lane. Yeah. Close. Ah, man, I tried to flash ulti to catch her off, but I missed blades. Oh, I tried to flash ulti to catch the Evelyn, but I couldn't. Oh, it's so unlucky. I thought I was in range. Wait, he didn't even get a tower. Ah, he didn't even get the tower. Oh, that's so sad he didn't get the tower. Okay, that was my bad. I thought I could flash ulti and kill the Evelyn there.
There is no salvation.
These are just good champions to play in mid lane. Ori's really good. If you haven't been recommended Ori yet, Ori's a pretty good beginner friendly champion to play. Okay, cool. I mean, I guess they had vision in there. Oh, I guess they had vision in there. He's still gonna get charmed. Nice. Still dead. I'm playing too over aggressive. What about crit Jace ADC? Stop. Stop, please, chat. Please stop. What are these builds that I'm listening to? Okay, got the Swain.
I'm on borrowed time.
Deathcap completed. Go Baron, go Baron, go Baron. No idea what Evelyn's thinking. Go Baron, team!
No forgiveness. There is no salvation.
Just go Baron, guys! Oh, this does not look good. Smite it, smite it, smite it, smite it. Oh, let's go, baby. Nice. Is he going to try and jump on me again? I think he is. Evelyn's here somewhere for sure.
Beware a man with nothing to lose.
Yeah, knew it. I knew it, man. I knew Evelyn was going to stay. Oh, I knew Evelyn was going to stay. Fuck, man. Okay, okay. The Orianna shield, kind of clutch. I knew Evelyn was going to stay around. I knew she wasn't going to go back to base. So sad as well. You only dead? Nope. Nope, nope. I mean, we just go for dragon at this point. This build feels pretty nice. Like, the extra movement speed you get from phase rush feels pretty good. I'm kind of enjoying it, to be fair. I don't know what I think about going Manamune, though. I'm not too sure if Manamune is actually giving us some extra damage or not. I mean, it means our auto attacks do more damage, but... I don't know. It's a weird one. No, ulti the Evelyn! Kill the Evelyn! Just focus the Evelyn! You kill the Evelyn! Oh no. If he kills the Evelyn now, then it's fine.
I am forsaken.
About we can just run them red light.
There is no salvation. There is no regret.
Nice.
I'm on borrowed time.
Okay, winnable. Boom. Okay. Wait. Wait, the Baron's like 1k HP. What happens? We threw in a Nathor, I guess.
I am forsaken.
Interesting. GG's. 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 I'm not going Collector Jace. I'm not going Crit Jace either. Crit Jace sounds really, really bad. 35k damage. Pretty good game. Phase Rush felt okay. I mean, AP Varus in general is still very, very strong. So, hey, overall, GG's. GG's.